Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of TawannaSpeaksTV. Hi everyone, this is your girl Tawanna, your fear-busting advancement coach. Welcome to another episode of TawannaSpeaksTV. Each week we come to you with topics that help you to uncover fears and barriers that hold you back from your success. This week we're going to discuss reinventing yourself. That's right, reinventing yourself. You may ask, well, Tawanna, why do we need to reinvent ourselves? Well, let me explain to you. It is imperative in this day and age that you absolutely stay current. I was at a meeting today and we discussed this very topic, and it dawned on me, I must come to you and talk to you about this very important subject. All right? It is important, if you are a business person, that you stay current. You are not afraid to change and rethink and revamp. If you find that what you're doing currently is outdated, reinvent yourself so that you stay current, so that you stay relevant. Because I will guarantee you this. While you're sitting here thinking that what you're doing is proven to work and it's going to be fine and you're never going to change, there's someone right behind you that's young and eager and fresh with new ideas that's going to come right up and take your spot and push you right out of the side, right out the way. You don't believe me? What about them? Do they look familiar to you? What about them? Do they look familiar to you? Oh, what about these people? Do they look familiar? Those of us that are of a certain age, we know who these companies are. Some of you that are younger, you have no idea who these companies are. These are all businesses that did not stay current. They could not see where the trends were going and adapt. So they got pushed aside. By who? By Target, by Walmart. Pushed them out the side. And if this other company doesn't watch their back, they're going to run the same fate. It is important that if you don't want to be one of the ones that have been forgotten and thought about in distant future, then you must want, as it has been, if you don't want to be one of the ones thought about in the future as an old has-been that used to be back in the day, then you absolutely must stay relevant. Do not be afraid to reinvent yourself. In running my business, I've had to reinvent myself so many times over the years because different things become important to society as we move on and as things change. What was relevant 20 years ago, in most cases, are no longer relevant. Our ideology, our thoughts, our feelings, what's important now was not important 20 years ago, and vice versa. Times change. You must make sure that you are not afraid to change with the times. If you want to stay in business, if you want to stay current and relevant, if you want your name to continue to stay out there, you must keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on in society and adapt. There's a book that was written many, many years ago called Who Moved My Cheese? I know many of you already know about this book, but that book really illustrates how important it is to not be afraid to change. Adapt. The only thing that is guaranteed, the only thing that is guaranteed in life is that there is going to be change. That's the only constant. So you're either going to change with the times and adapt and reinvent your message, or you're going to move aside and let the next person step up and fill a gap that you are not filling. Do you want to be that person? Do you want your business, your voice to fall by the wayside because you did not adapt to the changing, emerging society that's out here? If you are working in a business, if you are a speaker and you have a message, is it the same business model? Is it the same message? Is it the same mission, the same goals that you had 20 years ago? If it is, I guarantee you're not as successful as you should be or that you once were. If you're in business and you're wondering, why are sales slipping? Why are we losing customers? Why aren't we getting the callbacks that we want? It's because there are newer, fresher ideas that have their finger on the pulse of what society wants. You want to be that person. Do not let fear of change stop you from continuing to be relevant. Okay? So look at what you're doing today. Look at your business model. Look at your message. Look at the young people that are coming up today. And I want you to figure out, does your message speak to the new folks that are coming in to the workforce, to the people that are running the businesses? Nowadays, if you were doing business with mom and dad, now you're probably doing business with Junior right now. Does your message speak to the new person, to the new generation that's taking over the family business? Are you speaking to them? Are you holding their attention? It's important that your message, that your branding speaks to the entire society, your entire demographic. You don't want to exclude anybody because you're afraid to change. That just can't happen. So I want you to take a very long look at your mission, the direction of your company, what your message is that you're sending out there, what your branding says. I want you to take a look at all of that. And make sure you don't go by the wayside. You don't follow the same path that this company did, or this company. Do not fall into the same trap. You don't want to be a has-been. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of TawannaSpeaksTV. Join us next week when we have another new episode with a wonderful new topic. And until then, stay fearless.